All right, you guys, I'm so excited that this next guest is back in the country. Please welcome Wanda Thomas from the education team here to talk about creating targeted Facebook ads. Hello and welcome back onto U.S. soil.
Hello. I'm glad to be back, but ready to go again.
I was going to say, you're letting your feet like kind of touch for, I don't know, maybe like 24, 36 hours and whoo, you'll be back out.
You got it. Wheels up again.
I love it. So we're here to talk about targeted Facebook ads. So these are things that automatically shoot messages to people that somehow are going to find your ads relevant. Is that sort of correct?
Yeah, sort of. I think one of the things that's most important as we have this discussion is there's so much that goes along with this, and it takes some real research and getting down into the weeds to really get it. So I want to start off by making sure to let everybody know you can find information about this, of course, at facebook.com /business/help. Again, that facebook.com there you go. It's on the screen. business./help. There's a lot of information out there. A lot of people get into Facebook and go, now, how do I do this? Or you get the group rumors, so forth and so on. So to your question, one of the things to think about with Facebook and the ads is that there are several types of ads that you can do. A lot of people hear about, let me boost this post, and they don't necessarily understand there's a little bit of a difference between boosting a post and actually doing a customized Facebook ad. So looking at number one, why do I even care? As far as dealing with these Facebook ads, you have to really think about, I thought the statistic was interesting. When we think about there's about 8 billion people in the world, and there is roughly 3 billion of them on Facebook. So with that said, there's a lot of opportunity within Facebook and the multitude of social media avenues that we have out there. And of course, since Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, all these are now kind of integrated, you go to one, do something, and it kind of goes across all of the platforms that are out there. So with that particular point being said, when you think about whether to boost a post or whether to do a customized ad, the first thing in my mind that you need to do is kind of like with anything else. Why am I doing it? You need to kind of come up with, what is the goal? What am I trying to accomplish? Am I just trying to get my brand awareness out there so people know, hey, I'm a travel agent, I'm out here, Is it that you're trying to get people to go to your website? Maybe you have things on your website you want them to go to and book or buy, or whatever case may be. Also, it could be that you're just trying to generate leads. I mean, I think everybody needs to be aware that when it comes to advertising, especially from social media standpoint, you want to have multiple areas to advertise in, with the goal ultimately being grabbing these leads and putting them into, if you would, a database, and that could be an Excel spreadsheet, whatever it looks like, but your CRM as an example. You want to take these leads and put them somewhere where you can repeatedly use them. You don't want Facebook, Instagram, et cetera, to be the only place you're touching these people. Not to mention, if those go down, as we did have that incident a year or so ago, I don't know if anybody remembers that, where things went down for a day. So if those things go away, have you lost your client base? Have you lost your ability to communicate with them? So the goal ultimately is to get them somewhere other than on social media. But again, back to your original question, when you boost a post, which a lot of people see that all the time, it's more for brand awareness. So to your point, if you click that little button that says, let's boost this post, 9 times out of 10, it is a scenario where you have posted something that has had a high amount of engagement, i.e., people have commented, they've liked it, so forth and so on. They put a heart on it, whatever the case may be. People have done something with that particular post that makes it seem like others would be really interested in seeing this as well, to give awareness that you're out there in business.
Right.
So when you're doing a boost, in most cases, it's all about brand awareness. This is already created some buzz by you now boosting it. It's going to, as you said, put it in front of other people, very much like those that are already following you. That's going to put it in front of them so that they also know you're out there, and giving a way to give some more brand awareness and to get you more engagement for your particular business page, as an example, or your group as an example.
So Wanda, as we're talking, I almost don't like it's creating a targeted Facebook ad, but really that's not the right word based on what you've just said. It's a targeted Facebook post, because an ad to me is like you're really selling something, right? When I think of ads, I think of the Sunday paper and you've got all the specials and all that sort of stuff. But for many advisors out there, they're not necessarily posting specials. Some are, but a lot of it is just they're posting experience and things like that. So I almost don't love the word ad in there. I almost love the word post better.
Well, the ad part comes into play because there's money involved. So with the boost, you have the ability to pay money to get more engagement. But back to your comment about it being an ad, an ad has a little more meat to it. It's a little more robust. Instead of a boost, you can do what we call a customized ad, where you are truly targeting certain people. So just to make it as simple as possible, let's say that you've had some great sales that you've listed in the CRM from a list of clients, and you're like, wow, I wish all my clients look like these clients, because man, look at the dollars I'm making off of this particular individual. I'm making commission with a comma. Well, you can get more that look like them. You can literally export that information for those whatever number of clients that you identify as your keen client that you want to definitely target. You could export that into an Excel spreadsheet, literally upload it to Facebook, and create what is called a look-alike targeted audience, i.e., I want you, Facebook, to go find clients for me that look just like these clients. I'm making commissions with a comma on these. I want a whole basket full of people that can give me the commission with a comma. So I wanted you to look at these, go get all the statistics and analytics that you have about these particular clients, and match it across your 3 billion other clients or 2.5 billion other clients, and start making sure they know I'm alive, that I'm out here. Send them my way. With that, you can then say, well, what's my goal? As we talked about to start with, when you create that audience, what are you trying to do? Are you trying to get them to your website? So as an example, on your website, to your point about promotions, let's say you have a promotion that's on your website that you want people to do an Avalon cruise or whatever the case may be, or you're trying to get them to go to Egypt, wherever that might be. As I will use it sometimes, I will get them to my website, because that's where I have the details about my specific trip, my specific promotion. They're going to go to my website. They're going to be able to read about that, read about me. And hopefully that's going to create a stickiness, so they now always can come back to my website to gather information, and hopefully book one of those trips that I have on my site. Some people, of course, have ancillary things. They're selling t-shirts, so forth and so on, with their logo on it. Maybe that's your goal. You're trying to get them to buy something again. You're creating what we would call stickiness by getting them to that website. But it could be just as well that your goal is to get them to join your Facebook group again, because that's a targeted kind of audience. They want to know what you're doing. You could make that goal to say, okay, people that look like this particular set, I want to make sure they know I've got a group that's specifically for them, so they can join it, and I can always go straight to them and have conversation with them. With the new tool that's out there that a lot of people are picking up on, by doing the ampersand, everyone gets a message immediately out to everyone in your group. It comes up and says, hey, got something to tell you. So getting them into a group is a good thing to do from that standpoint. So again, back to your point about an ad, A ad is more in that particular bucket where you have really customized the audience that you're trying to get to with a specific goal for an outcome, so that you ultimately are increasing your bottom line from revenue from these clients, and you're creating a stickiness as a client. So they're always there and you're always able to market to them.
So I think this is so interesting, because what you've just described, which I actually understood, which was huge. So well done, was like almost like trial science when you're trying to find that mirror jury so that you can see how it's going to play out, is exactly what you've kind of described here. Only you're trying to find those mirror clients that are going to book travel. But let me ask you this. So you are someone that really is I'm not going to say the word particular, but you almost have an interview process for your clients when it comes to group travel, because you want to make sure that these people are going to gel with the rest of the group, and quite frankly, with you, the leader. So how has it worked for you in the sense that you're going from like random universe to becoming part of your intimate group?
Absolutely. Absolutely. One of the things I love about Facebook and all of the analytics and data that they have is that they have things as simple as, if I follow Michelle Obama, I can say in my customized ad, the person follows Michelle Obama. If they, love Journey as far as a music band, they can put in, they love Journey. If they were born in 1954, you want an older audience, you can put that in. I mean, you can literally get it down to the science. They drive BMWs, or, they love Lexus, or blah, 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 blah. They buy Coach bag, whatever.
Right.
You literally, in that targeted audience, can put all of those characteristics in there to make it as precise as you want it to be, to get to truly who you're looking for. So to my point and your point about my groups, yes, I do that. I want to make sure that I'm putting what they call interest of my client base that I'm interested in, or I think my groups are interested in. I want to use those targeted items within that targeted audience I'm creating, so that ultimately I'm getting the ideal travel partner that's going to be traveling with me and my group. So yes, I love those pieces of data elements that are out there that you can definitely utilize to truly get to whom you really, really want to get to. However, I'll say one last thing about that as a comment. You don't want to get so narrow that you limit your ability to touch people. So as an example, sometimes you put too many of those things in there, it takes down the ability. So let's say, as an example, I put in, just one thing. They like Michelle Obama as an example. And it says there's 2 million people that like that. Great. Well, as I keep putting additional things in, that number has a tendency to shrink, and it keeps coming down based on you creating more of a narrow focus. If you get too narrow, you're going to get a set of potential at-bats, if you would, that's too small. And it's not going to get you the right type of return you're looking for. So you want to make sure that those interests and key qualities that you're putting in there are truly broad enough so that you have enough of a bucket of people to go after, if you would. I've heard rumored that if it gets below 1 million, then that's kind of too low. You've gotten too narrow, and you may not get as much of a return from the dollars you're putting into that ad as you would like to.
And so at the end of the day, this has worked for you.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I've got one ad, and this is a piece I'm still learning more about because there's the term conversions and converting clients, etc. But evidently, again, I got to learn more about this one. You can determine how profitable that ad is based on the dollar amount per lead that you're paying. So if I have reached 1 million people, as an example, and I'm only paying 1 cent per person versus 5 cents per person, then that's a good ad. So I need to, analyze that a little bit more, but I've got at least one ad that I've put together that obviously did very, very well. It reached a lot of people. I spent little to nothing on it. I think I put a goal in of maybe $100 or something of that nature. And I reached more than I ever thought I would, because people really saw interest in that particular ad. And it definitely increased. I monthly keep track of how much things are growing. There's a number of tools out there. There's Google Analytics. There's all kinds of analytics on Facebook. Thinking about another resource as you're thinking about tools you need with Facebook, you need to definitely do Business Facebook Ad Manager. So when you go to that website I mentioned earlier, there's a couple of different tools that are listed. Ads Manager is where you're able to manage those ads, really track how they are performing. Also in your business suite, if you have a business page on Facebook, Facebook Business Suite is another place to do your posts from, etc. It has all of the things in one place that will let you track your performance. And I definitely do that. I go back and look and see, has my group grown? How much has it gone up? Has my page grown? How much has it gone up? Also, how many leads am I really getting from Facebook that turn into dollars for me? And I can say I get a fair amount of individuals that, one of the avenues they found me on is Facebook, and they follow me there, and they are repeat travelers with me. So yeah, it definitely works.
I love it. I have learned so much. I feel like my mind's blown today between Real ID and you. I just I'm exhausted. This was a lot of learning today. I hope you guys that are watching and listening have learned so much, but I actually understood like 99% of the words that you said today. So yay for me. When it comes to some of this technology stuff and, all the ads, I'm like, what? Someone else do it for me. So I'm so glad that I understood everything today. And it's so good to see you again, and welcome back to the US, at least for a few days.
All right. Sounds good. All right. Good to see you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.